Ain't no more food. What the f he doing? I'm having a drink to forget about it.
Did he do it, right?
Yes, yes.
I know
It did.
you've been heavy on social
We
media
did it.
talking about
We
it.
did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to the party.
Diddy wasn't teaching Mace the business. You understand? He was using Mace as other artists to write rhymes on other people, write songs.
It's no surprise that 50 Cent and Diddy have had a sour relationship for so long, given that he is at the height of his career. However, following Diddy's recent legal victory, some hip-hop fans have started to suggest that 50 might be using Diddy to increase their influence or stay relevant in the rap industry. And somewhere between the headlines and the history, there appears to be a piece of the puzzle that we are all still trying to solve. In order to protect himself and his record label, Diddy may have snitched on 50 Cent to the authorities in the early 2000s, according to a conspiracy theory in the underground rap industry. But at the time, there were other rumors going around in the streets. Diddy is accused of helping the police wiretap 50 Cent's phone, which started a series of events that led to chaos and disaster. However, 50 Cent was never at the core of the legal issue. By chance, he was caught in the crossfire. Things started to move differently at this moment. The feds were already after Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, Murder Inc., and Pretty much anyone who came close to the Supreme Team. But when the streets were crowded back then, loyalty was essential. No one was snitching, and no one was willing to betray the country. Therefore, since they couldn't get anything from within, law enforcement had to find another way. At that moment, many started saying they went looking for a wild card. Time, only one individual had sufficient knowledge to help the authorities in this case. At this point, the notion that Diddy was connected to the case comes into play. In 1999, Diddy almost lost his career in Bad Boy Records because of a significant legal battle. Along with JLO and Shine, he had been a part of a shooting at a nightclub in Manhattan.
A shooting rang out at the then popular club New York. Shine was with Diddy, known then as Puffy. His girlfriend at the time,
The encounter, which was more strange than expected, led to Diddy's arrest.
The truth, sometimes it hurts. Right. It hurts people and they don't want to hear that shit, but I'm trying to tell you, it's me, because he take me shopping and it me up because I'm looking like, what? Just like, I want to take you shopping.
After being charged with bribery and gun possession, he was sentenced to a lengthy jail term. Everyone knew that if Diddy went to jail at that time, he would lose everything he had battled for, including Bad Boy Records. That sort of pressure made it clear that he had to continue to comply with the law.
Rap star Sean Puffy Combs is free on bail after he and his girlfriend, entertainer Jennifer Lopez, were arrested
By any means necessary. They continued to monitor him even after he prevailed in the lawsuit. Diddy knew what time it was, if he ever got engaged in anything shady again, particularly gang-related or street-related activities. The bad man was going down with him. When the police allegedly knocked in search of inside information, many said it became a matter of rescuing yourself or drowning with the
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. Disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now.
It was never confirmed. But there are also reports that 50 Cent was initially requested to be an informant by the police, but he refused because he was too committed to the game or because he was hiding something. Consequently, it seemed that Diddy had agreed to portray the...
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. so sorry.
And 50 wasn't exactly clean either. A few years before the whole Wiretap controversy, he had already battled with Supreme Team members. That action nearly cost him his life and sent him back in the trenches for 2 years in a row. 50 Cent's 2000 hit song Ghetto Quran effectively revealed every trade secret in the rap industry. Additionally, 50 Cent never gives up on a project, as everyone is aware. He enumerated the identities of people involved, including Queen's crew members, hustlers, and drug lords. But in the song, I was particularly drawn to one name, Supreme. The song was leaked on mixtapes just before it was released. Supreme heard it, and that marked the start of 50's demise. The street code at the time forbade dry snitching, as 50 had done with the Ghetto Quran. For breaking the most important street rule, 50 Cent had to pay the consequence. After 50 Cent was shot 9 times outside his grandmother's house later that year. There were rumors that Supreme called the hit as payback for Ghetto Quran.
I got, shot 9 times, but it was one time. And I just didn't see the person coming, or I would have avoided it.
And the hit's message was clear, even though the cops did not formally register it. The snitches take the hit. 50's career was in shambles, but he was surprisingly uninjured. No one wished to work with him. Diddy, who had collaborated with him before the shooting event, was among many who responded negatively to him. DJs stopped playing his mixtapes, and his record label fired him. And just when people thought things couldn't get any worse, this part made them worse. Diddy has a reputation for helping his people, especially struggling East Coast musicians. But after 50, the man fell silent. Nothing. No backing from the public. At that silence, people started to raise their eyebrows. He may have been trying to protect his reputation and avoid getting blackballed like 50, according to some supporters. Others started to think that he might have already struck a deal and was helping the police. Subtly,
13, what were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
He struggled to get back on track in his 50s after a few years. The cops were looking into Supreme Team Murder Inc. Ja Rule and all of its members. They needed insider information to bring a legal lawsuit against Murder Inc., but nobody was willing or able to stand up to the cartel. Unexpectedly, a few months later, secret conversations and phone call recordings were among the evidence that started to surface. The police had somehow gotten their hands on what should have been top-secret gang information. And there was only one possible explanation for this. An insider snitched, allowing the police to wiretap 50 Cent's phone and the entire Supreme squad. Almost all of the team members had their phones tapped, and this gave the authorities a lot of evidence against the Supreme Team and Murder Inc., including private conversations about money laundering, drug money, and carrying out assassinations. It was more than that, though. Additionally, 50 Cent's name was referenced throughout these tap phone talks.
Watch the door, don't let nobody come through here. And I said I watched the door. If I watched the door and him and a man ran out naked, and I said that, ain't nobody told me that.
It seemed like a clear-cut case of setup. And no one could identify the offender or provide an explanation for why 50 Cent was involved in a fight that wasn't his. Despite the fact that no official police record was released, to identify the informant, fans started to draw links after seeing a few strange things from Diddy's end. At first, his silence on 50 Cent's shooting had sparked suspicions, but not enough to call him a snitch. When the setup hypothesis was presented, therefore, things started to make sense. Then his cases disappeared entirely. He was cleared of all previous charges almost quickly. But that wasn't all. And his group started to change.
Got the same outfit.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt. All right, so when he said the shopping line, in real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we gotta hang out now. Like, hang out. Yeah. He said, I don't know, maybe I'll take you shopping and I get you some flash and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the way.
Diddy shifted away from the ghetto side of music, which included his former friends, and toward his corporate side. He signed brand deals with Cyrec, MTV, and a few other businesses. It was clear by this point that Diddy had a reason for giving up street rap. As a result, Diddy was quietly making bold moves while supreme. 50 Cent and Ja Rule were confronted by the police and lost. But in the end, his activities earned him the reputation of a snitch.
Diddy wasn't teaching Mace the business. You understand? He was using Mace as other artists to write rhymes on other people, write songs on other people's albums, on his album, and taking their talents and stealing their publishing.
Fans started to question whether he had abruptly altered his ways and dismissed the charges, because he had a solid team of knowledgeable lawyers and legal consultants. He allegedly turned in his former circle to the authorities in order to gain freedom for himself and his record label. Nevertheless, there is currently no concrete proof that Diddy worked with the police to establish 50 Cent and the Murder Inc. group in general, but since he moved over that phase, 50's public displays of hostility for Diddy have taken a completely different turn. Due to the multiple police investigations and charges, Murder Inc. suffered for a while. As things worsened, over time, they too lost their footing. 50 Cent, on the other hand, came out and has continued to voice his dislike for Diddy. Everyone knows. Diddy was recently the subject of a lengthy and astounding lawsuit that accused him of a number of crimes, including sexual assault, racketeering, prostitution, and human trafficking, and money laundering. Even while all of these may seem terrible, 50 Cent is the only one who has publicly stated how much he enjoys watching Diddy suffer. From the trial's announcement to each day of the trial, 50's desire to see Diddy fail has never been stronger. And based on 50 Cent's numerous public explanations, folks are starting to believe that. The Wiretap episode might have been one of the primary causes of this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is a special birthday for both of us.
We probably could have owned a couple of basketball teams, a couple of football teams by now. And we was all in. Puffy said, well, I'm not worried about Astor and all these people I see.
In addition to the countless AI memes that are still trending on Instagram, the documentary series Did Diddy Do It? Delves into Diddy's alleged entire offenses and lawsuit. 50 Cent is obviously having a great time, while he observes Diddy receive a lot of criticism. He doesn't seem to be getting off the bandwagon of Diddy's anger anytime soon. He has now earned the distinction of being the biggest Diddy hater in the world. The fact that Diddy was only charged with 5 of the numerous accusations made against him shocked a lot of people. His chances of being acquitted have increased as a result, and some of his supporters have been rejoicing in his release. Another set of folks is not taking the news well. Among these people is 50C50. Cent has done a fantastic job of using the trial as an opportunity to express his long-standing resentment of Diddy. However, the petty king of rap would likely have to halt his public animosity now that Diddy may be out on the streets and the charges against him have been dropped.